welcome. How are we all feeling today? As humans associate and we dissociate. It's how we learn and it's how we make meaning and it's how we create value in our lives. Because when we associate something, then we internalize it and we reflect it in a specific way. When we dissociate, we choose to disconnect completely, to remove ourselves emotionally, physically, and mentally from something. Association is how we learn. Dissociation is how we separate ourselves from something. Because how you associate something will determine how you internalize it, how you make meaning of it, and what value you create from it. Because association is the best way to change a habit or a behavior is by associating the habit and the behavior with something destructive, and that's how we learn. It's about reinforcing a behavior. If you have a behavior and it's very destructive and you associate it with pleasure and reward, you're going to keep on reinforcing that behavior over and over. But if you change the association, if you change from rewarding to destructive, then you'll dissociate and you'll detach from that thing. And that's how we learn. That's how we grow in understanding, and that's how we deepen our perceptions. When you associate something with something good, then you are going to reinforce that. If you associate something with something bad, you are going to reject it and you are going to remove yourself from it completely. And both can be good and bad. Both dissociation and association can be bad. Association can be bad when we take addictions and obsessions and we associate it with peace and calm. That's when association can become very destructive. Dissociation becomes destructive when you are no longer present in your relationships or you are no longer present in your life. You feel like you are an empty shell just walking around, but your mind is completely somewhere else. That's when we dissociate from things. And association also has to do with how you reflect things, how you reinforce things, how you create meaning in your mind, because we have to create meaning. It's the only way we can find value, and the only way we create meaning is by engaging or disengaging. So it's important to understand that association is very strongly linked to dependencies, habits, behaviors, certain things like that. And dissociation is usually attributed to depression and dissocialization and not being present in your life. And association also has to do with how we internalize things, how we create our truths from things, because we'll associate ourselves with something good or something bad depending on our self-image, how we view ourselves, our self-concept, and our self-esteem. So we will associate ourselves with something good if we are very strong within ourselves and we have good self-esteem and a good self-concept. But what we tend to do is dissociate from ourselves when we are no longer present in our relationships with ourselves, when we are no longer able to engage with our own inner relationship. And as I said, dissociation by definition means to remove yourself mentally, emotionally, and or physically from a certain experience or circumstance. And we usually dissociate because of past experiences and past traumas, issues that we're experiencing. We tend to dissociate when we are not able to deal with something right now. And dissociation can also lead to repression, and that can create issues in the psyche for the foreseeable future as well. And it's important that we start looking at reassociating, changing the way that we associate, changing the way that we view things, our perceptions, how we create value and meaning is important. Reassociating is very constructive. It's a very, very healthy thing to do, and it's a very important thing to do. Reassociating is looking for better options, involving yourself in things that bring you more value in your life, more joy, more fulfillment, and looking for the opposite of what you have dissociated from. If you associate yourself with something bad, or you associate something with something bad, then you're going to dissociate. But in order to prevent the depression and the crash and the things that follow, you need to reassociate. So you need to train your brain to process and internalize things differently. Reassociation is the best way that we can change habits and behaviors, because behaviors and habits cannot be unlearned. They can only be replaced with something better. And that's what reassociation is. If you associate yourself with something bad or something horrible, and you need then to dissociate yourself from that and reassociate yourself with something positive, with something good, with something that improves your self-esteem, improves your self-image, and improves your self-concept. And yes, dissociating is removing yourself from negativity and toxicity. That's when you need to dissociate and not involve yourself emotionally or mentally in the situation. And that's only if it becomes toxic, harmful, or destructive. Then you need to dissociate and reassociate yourself with something opposite, with something pleasant, with something positive. And this is how we learn, this is how we grow, and this is how we learn to overlap things that we have not been able to change. And this is by associating, dissociating, and then reassociating in that order. And that's how you change something, and that's how you make it better, or how you grow from it. So remove yourself from negativity, don't engage in it, and then reinforce better habits and responses. So reinforce constructive and healthy habits, and also reinforce healthy responses, because there's a difference between reacting and responding. You want to look at responding most of the time, where we can stay in our wise minds, so we are able to make decisions and deal with the situation for what it is. And associate yourself with better habits and behaviors. Associate yourself with better thinking, and associate yourself with better moods, more positivity. Change the way you wake up in the morning. And as I said, lastly, it's important that you dissociate yourself completely from toxicity and highly demanding people who are very emotionally demanding. You want to dissociate yourself from that. So you see, it all has to do with how we learn and how we grow through this process. Because in order to change something, you have to change the way you associate it and dissociate when it's necessary and important for your well-being. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from.